Alright, this lesson is going to teach you how to use data validation, which sounds unbelievably nerdy, but it's actually very useful. Okay, so open up your Fully Sick Computers customer database, the very first thing you made when you started these tutorials, and we're going to add some validation rules. Now, validation is really good for making sure there's less errors in your data. So what you could do, for example, is make it so that this field here, this cell, can only have numbers in it. Okay, because obviously phone numbers won't have letters in them. And you can make the street numbers only have numbers too. You can also make the street name only have letters in it. You could restrict the postcode to only 4 digits because we only have 4 digits here in Australia. Okay, so these rules will minimize errors, and you can even make it pop up with an error message if someone does the wrong thing, telling them how to fix it. So to start with, let's do some simple validation. So let's make it so that this phone number can only have 8 digits. So what you do is when you apply a validation rule, you highlight everything you want the rule to apply to. So this whole column. I've left a bit of space down here just in case we feel like adding people later. But we're going to validate all of these things here. So you go data, up the top here. Go to data validation. There it is. Okay, and now this is where we change some settings. So we're going to allow only whole numbers between, we'll go 10000. That makes it 8 digits, I think. One more zero probably needed there. There we go. That's 8 digits, and we're going to make this 9999999. Okay, so we're only allowing a whole number between these two figures, which just so happens to be the phone number range. Okay, so that's 1 with 7 zeros and 8 nines. Okay, and now you can change some of these messages here. So if we want, we can put an input message, and we're going to make it say, please, with a capital P, please enter an 8-digit number. Alright, so that's going to pop up when you move your mouse over the cell, and an error alert if they type in the wrong thing. We'll make it, oh yeah, the asterisk makes it look really tough. Error message. What are you doing? That's right, lots of exclamation marks. You can only enter numbers up to 8 digits. Okay, try to refrain from abusing the user too much, but you know, I felt like doing that this time. Press OK. Okay, and now you'll notice that when we move our mouse over and click, please enter an 8-digit number. Whoa! Now let's even try and change it. Let's go make our phone number slightly too short. What are you doing? Okay, so our error message pops up, which is cool. Okay, so that's simple data validation there. We can limit the postcode the same way. So if we highlight that and go data validation again, we can make it the same thing. Decimals between 1000 and 9999. Except we shouldn't make it decimals, it should be a whole number. Okay, and I can't be bothered putting the input message again, but you can. Just, look, I'll do it anyway. Enter a 4-digit postcode. Yay, error alert. You need to enter a 4-digit postcode. There you go. Okay, next we're going to make some validation that disallows numbers to be typed in. Okay, so for this street name and suburb, these two columns here, we're going to disallow numbers, so you won't be able to type a number in. And to do that, you highlight them, then go to data validation, and go to custom. Okay, now this thing, it's not perfect. It'll stop you from typing in a number, but if you mix in a number later on after you've typed some letters, it won't pick it up. Okay, so the formula is equals not open bracket and then write is number. Okay, so not is number, then open bracket again and select the range. Okay, so D4 to E11, close that bracket and close the last bracket there. Okay, so equals not is number. Okay, and let's create some input and error message alerts. So input, type in only letters, and error message, no numbers, please. That'll do. Press OK. And now let's give it a shot. Let's try type in a number. And there's our error message. Okay, but like I said before, it's a bit limited. If I put a number in halfway through, it wouldn't pick it up. The last validation rule I'm going to show you is drop-down lists. Okay, so in this case, we're going to use it for street numbers. Probably not very handy when you've got a number like that huge, 4,321. So just for the sake of today, I'm just going to mysteriously change that to 32, and maybe this 401 might accidentally become 45 because I don't want to have to make a drop-down list that enormous. Okay, so to make a drop-down list, you highlight the area you want to have a drop-down list applied to. Then you go to data validation and you allow list. And it already says in a cell drop-down. And this is where you type in what you want to be in your list, separated by commas. So if I wanted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth, I would just keep doing that. Now you can imagine this is going to be pretty time-consuming for this street numbers thing here. Because you have to write down each number individually. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to cancel this, and then we're going to scroll our page across a little bit where no one will ever look, and we're going to put in here 1, 2, 3, and then if you highlight those 3 and then just drag down like we normally do to copy a formula, it'll auto adjust, it'll auto count, and we're just going to go for ages. Maybe we'll just go to 70 for now. Alright, so now I've got this little hidden row over here, column. And now if we highlight this again, go to data validation, list, and now when we choose source, instead of typing it, we're just going to move over here to our little shifty stuff over here and highlight this. And then go back. And there's our range, there's our list, press OK. And if we move back over here, click on our drop-down list, and we've got a massive number list, which is cool. Okay, so you know it can be used for other stuff. Doesn't have to be numbers. It could be words, but that's how you make a drop-down list. So you can either type in the numbers in or letters individually and separate them with commas, or you can select a whole range of things that you've pre-made already. Okay, so that's the basics of data validation. You can save your work and you move on.